one thing to have the cars, but when you actually rip them and drive them, and then especially like I don't know how you try. I don't like. It's amazing that you're able to just give the keys out to what seemingly seems like anyone. I'm sure it's not anyone, but
that's changing a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Well, it has to, because my Senna got wrecked by nobody here. No part of the crew that's here. The Senna got wrecked, so that
I heard about that.
One little thing is making my life very challenging, because I want to continue to share my cars, but my insurance company, whom I praise so much, Country Financial, decided to not renew my insurance. So
they did?
No.
They are not going to renew my insurance. So
for the whole fleet.
The whole entire fleet. So I have to figure that out. Now, the problem was I was already trying to figure it out, because I was told that it's probably going to happen, but I felt like I got strung along for a few months, because like it didn't happen. Like the accident happened in November, and it's like early February, and I'm like, okay, well, they haven't.
Probably good.
And did they give you the money?
Yeah.
For
and
it?
then as soon as I get the money, I got a letter, and I got a call 2 days later. So it's like
So- For the people back home, how much was the Senna?
The Senna was about $1 million. Now, by the time that it was wrecked, it was worth like 1.3, and then the insurance company, I guess, legally, or they just decide to also pay you tax, because if you go buy a new vehicle, there's a tax registration. So I got a check for about $1.4 million. Wow. If I could go back and do it all again, I just wouldn't have had that person drive the Senna, and I would just rather have my car, have insurance. But apparently, when it's that big of a claim, it goes to a national underwriter level. Like there's one guy, I guess, with Country, and this is just what I heard from them. There's a national guy. He lives in Texas. His son, like, I guess he brought up the name. His son was a avid follower of the channel, and like, so he immediately, somehow there was a connection made, and immediately like the adjuster went on YouTube, and he's like, oh my God. He's like,
saw this. The 16-year-olds driving them to prom or to high school.
So I kind of don't blame them.
We deal with the same thing too.
Yeah.
They go and watch the videos. It's like you can't get by with anything.
Yeah.
So I need to figure that out. Now, if you have 25 or more cars in Illinois, you can self-insure. So that's going to be an option. I've also went and quoted with Hagerty and a lot of other people, and they just rejected. Like they saw that Senna claim finally hit. I may not be able to insure these vehicles. I probably can insure them all liability, which means that they're not covered in an accident, but the person that gets hit. But then they might have excluded drivers even then. So I'm insured until mid-April. They also mailed me a letter that no one else other than myself and my wife can drive them. That hasn't stopped. Like ultimately the cars are insured and someone can go drive them. I'm just responsible. We've still been driving them, but not quite as heavily. So I need to figure that out so that I can continue to share cars with friends, family, and get people out there driving them.
Well, I think it's really cool what you do, because there's a lot, I would say maybe an older generation of car collectors have these giant garages full of cars and they never get driven. They sell these cars like 2 miles, pushed around, all that stuff. So I think it's really cool that you've made a mission to share these cars, which are truly extraordinary, with people who appreciate them.
Yeah, I do my best. I mean, it's like I couldn't touch these or drive these when I was young, so we all become numb to them. Like it's like, oh, we got to take the GT3 RS today, man. I wanted to take like the P1 or something. Like it's weird how numb you become to owning them and how normalized it is. But like someone will come in here for the first time and see a 765 LT or the Porsche 918, and like they get to sit in it, and like they'll remember that 3 years later. They'll remember that.
Motivating
that time.
too. Very motivating.
So many, like I've gotten letters mailed to my house, which is a little weird, but it's also fine. And just how much like that changed their life and how they went and bought this car.
Wow.
So it just knowing that just continues to make me want to do it.